hell? We already have a friendly Sunday in the hangar over there. I'm actually not going to move my Sunday from here because we're still spawning on it. We're still spawning.
I would just like to announce that I used the Striker to kill a Scythe. That's right, the Striker got a kill.
Oh my god.
No, I think they got nerfed again.
This is a glorious day.
Is this a glorious day? I think I beat Planetside, guys. Oh, look! Look, they're credits! Holy crap, they're credits! Jesus Christ, I beat Planetside. Hello and welcome to an episode of Planetside 2, The More You Know, the series where I give tips and tricks to help you out with Planetside 2. Today we will look into the T2 Striker. I will not go into details on how the Striker used to operate, but I will talk about how the Striker operates as of October 2014 changes. I don't see very many soldiers use it, and many jokes are made about how bad this weapon is now. But is this weapon actually a piece of junk or a misunderstood powerhouse? Let's first talk the facts about the Striker. The Striker is a fully automatic rocket launcher with a 6-round magazine. The fire rate is 150 rounds per minute, and the rockets travel at 180 meters per second. You can dumbfire and hipfire the weapon, or you can use the 1.35x scope that comes with it. You will not begin reloading the weapon unless you are not zoomed in. There are no attachments to modify the weapon. The rocket has a heat-seeking ability where the rockets will automatically change direction towards the nearest enemy aircraft within 20 meters of the projectile, even if the aircraft is behind you or around a rock, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. They will only heat-seek aircraft, not ground vehicles. The Coyote missiles and Hyena missiles work in a similar fashion. The damage per individual rocket is really poor, as it takes about 5 rockets to equal 1 standard rocket. The splash damage is also about half the range and does only 50 damage within 2 meters. The accuracy and bloom per shot are okay, so going full auto for the whole magazine is acceptable. Now that we know the traits regarding the T2 Striker, how can we use this on the battlefield? To answer that question, we must look at the pros and cons of the weapon. In the pros list, we have a high muzzle velocity. That means the rockets are less susceptible to gravity. As a result, you don't have to aim above your target as much compared to the other rocket launchers. In short, feel free to aim directly at your target within around 120 meters. The Striker has a magazine, which means that you can aim at multiple targets and damage a variety of targets before needing to reload. If a tank is almost dead, you can finish it off with a couple of shots and use the remainder of the magazine on other threats. Being able to damage multiple vehicles could cause them to retreat and huddle together. The most important ability the Striker has is the ability to heat-seek aircraft within 20 meters of the projectile. Have you ever fired a rocket at an aircraft and miss? Was your rocket within 20 meters of your target? Most likely, yes. Well, with the heat-seeking ability, you just fire at the air and get within 20 meters of the vehicle, and the rocket will do the rest. It is easy to do with the projectile speed of the rocket. My favorite targets are hovering galaxies. Also, aircraft do not have much warning when this thing hits. I am sure pilots are often wondering what hit them. In the cons list, the Striker has poor splash damage. Don't even bother shooting at infantry or near infantry or try to saturate an area with explosions. 50 damage is nothing, and a 200 damage direct hit is almost nothing compared to 3 bullets. Save your rockets and use your bullets. A second con is that to fire your entire magazine, you are exposed for quite some time. It takes about 2.4 seconds to fire the entire magazine. Plus, if you have to aim down sight, your movement speed is half, exposing yourself longer. Eliminate this con by being in a group or in as much cover as possible. A third con is that the damage overall is only comparable to the other rocket launcher options if you manage to hit 5 of your 6 shots. Any less than that, the other rocket launchers would have done more damage. The final con is that you are not using the other rocket launcher options. And to be honest, the other rocket launchers are really nice. They do a lot of damage in a single hit. You only have to be exposed for a tiny second. And some have the ability to lock onto vehicles, almost ensuring a heavy hit on the target. Now the final verdict. Is the T2 Striker worth the 1,000 certs or worth the station cash? In short, I don't think so. My time with the Striker has been mostly a feeling of, I wish I had my other missile launcher. When I saw a Max, I had to sit there and fire off my rounds. When I saw a Sunderer, same thing. I felt like I could not hit quick and hide, and I had to be exposed far too long to fire my entire payload. When do I recommend using the Striker? When there are low-flying aircraft or quick strike aircraft, or galaxies way up high. The heat seek ability is the only redeeming factor for this weapon, and luckily it doesn't require a pre-lock-on time or line of sight. It is very nice for ambushing aircraft and confusing them. You just have to get the rocket within 20 meters of the aircraft. More often than not, though, the aircraft just leaves. I also recommend the Striker when there are a lot of other teammates around because, in a way, teammates make your chances of being shot by the enemy lower. What would I change about the Striker? I would eliminate some of the cons this weapon has. I would not grant the lock-on to anything ability because the Annihilator already does that. I want a unique weapon option. I would change the rate of fire to at least double what it is now. The most annoying con is how exposed you feel when firing your rounds slowly, and that most of the shots don't connect. About 2 to 4 rockets or so usually hits enemy vehicles due to a variety of reasons, like terrain, bullets, explosions, shaking your camera screen, teammates, your target moves, recoil, gravity, etc. With that in mind, any other launcher would have been better because it takes 5 shots to equal the other options. If the Striker fired twice as fast, you will get more damage on target more often and be exposed less. Here's how fast it would fire with double the rounds per minute. It might feel a little more powerful and players will be more willing to try it out, use or purchase the weapon. As it stands, I don't recommend it in its current state just because of how situational it is and that the other cheaper rocket launchers are much more practical and well-rounded. The other launchers will award you more certs more often. Well, that does it for this weapon guide and review. Hopefully what I said becomes outdated due to a buff for this weapon. Comment below with your tips for this weapon or how would you change it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.
Charlie still has one Sunder. Oh, never mind. Has a landing now.
Eyes open.